Hello students, this is third lecture on sets. As we know already I discussed some types of sets in the previous class. There are five types of sets I discussed in the previous already. Those are first one empty set I done, second one singleton, third one finite and infinite, fourth one equal sets, fifth one equivalent of sets. Those are five. Still more I have. So here we are discussing today what is nothing but subset. So in the case of subset, we will take two sets. Means comparing two sets, we will say which one is a subset. The thing is very simple. If you want to say if anything is subset, that should be means when you are saying A and B are two sets. If you want to say A is a subset of B, meaning is what? Every element of the A should belongs to the B. If B is subset of A, every element of B should be belongs to A. The thing is only when you are saying A is a subset of B, every element of the set A is also the element of set B. In that case we can say subset. We will define properly, we will define what is subset. Definition of this means I can say that what is a subset. A set capital A, usually sets are denoted by capital A. A set capital A is said to be a subset of a set capital B. What we are saying here? Subset. A set capital A is said to be subset of a set capital B. Condition is what? If every element of capital A is a what set? Is also an element of set B. When we are saying A is subset of B, condition is every element of the set A, whatever you have the elements in the set A, is also the element of set B. What it means? Better I will take one example. Using that example you will come to know what I am saying exactly. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4. Can you tell me which one is subset here according to this given definition? It's a very simple. He is saying that if A is subset of set B, in that case every element of the set A is also the element of set B. So means can I say here, is it every element of the set is also the element of set B? But converse is not possible. Every element of the set B is not the element of set A because 4 is not here. And here all three elements 1, 2, 3. Definitely these three belongs to in the set B. Means if A is subset of B, I can say every element of the set A is also belongs to set B. Means here A is subset of B. B is not subset of A because 4 is not there here. Means they may be equal, may not be equal. So now I can say that it implies that A is subset of B. When I am saying A is subset of B, what it means? Every element of the A is also element of B. So symbolically I can write, when A is subset, this instead of writing this line, I can denote using this symbol. A is subset of B. Or we are using sometimes A is subset of B. Both the things are same. Means when we are saying A is subset of B, every element of this is belongs to B. Means mathematically I can say A is subset of B. Means it implies that I can say that for the case when A is belongs to capital A, and also this A is belongs to capital B. Meaning is what? When A is subset of B, whatever the elements belongs to in the set A, or else I can say for all A belongs to capital A, and also for all A belongs to capital B. Whatever you have elements in the A, that should be belongs to in the B. So here I can say that A is subset of B. This is one example. Using this example, you can say which one is a subset. This okay. I will take another one example. Second one. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and B is equal to 3, 2, 1. No problem. There also 3 and there also 3, but I can say better. Is it A has 1, 2, 3, B has 1, 2, 3. In these two cases, which one is subset? Can I say A is subset of B? No problem. Can I say B is also subset of A? Definitely. Here A is also subset of B and B is also subset of A. Because condition is what? Every element of the A is also the element of B. Every element of the B is also the element of B. Means I can say that it implies that symbolically I can write A is subset of B and B is also subset of B. When A is subset of B, B is also subset of A. When both are mutually subsets, if they are becoming mutually subset of each other, in that case I can say definitely that will be equal. See there, A and B are equal sets, no? In the case of equal set, I said whenever two sets are said to be equal, if they have exactly same element, is it A and B are having same elements? For that reason, here it is becoming A is subset of B and B is subset of A. So means that definitely they are equal. Nothing here. Only the thing is when you are checking subset, you check its elements are belongs to or not. When we are saying subset, there is no condition. Here 1, 2, 3, this A, this is also subset of B. But comparing 1 and 2, that B has more elements. B has 4 elements, here 3 elements. But there you have 1, 2, 3 and that is also 1, 2, 3. Both are equal. Means in the case of subset, it may be equal, it may not be equal. But here it is not equal. There it is equal. So when you are saying subset, don't worry about they are equal or not equal. You check its elements are belongs to the other set. When you are saying A is subset of B, you check every element of the A is also the element of B or not. Okay, this is about subset. Knowing subset concept, we can say two things. Empty set is always subset of every set, because without writing any element it will be empty. So we can say that empty set is always subset of every set. Means I can say that it implies empty subset of A if A is a one set, or you can take empty subset of B if B is a set. Like if any sets, every time we can say that empty is always subset of set. Second one, every set itself is a subset, because condition is what? Every element, I can say A is subset of A because every element of the A is belongs to itself. If I am saying B is a one set, B is subset of itself, B is subset of B because every element of the B belongs to B. Any set you can take. For example, if you are saying A is equal to 1, 2, 3, can I say every element of this is belongs to here? If I am saying B is equal to, if A is equal to this, if B is equal to 3, 4, 5, is it? Definitely these will be belongs to here. So empty set is always subset of every set and every set itself is a subset. And third point is I can say natural number is subset of whole number is subset of integer is subset of, you can say that rational is a subset of real and irrational is also subset of real number. We know that natural case, natural number is subset of whole number. We know that in the case of natural number 1, 2, 3, so on, whole number 0 is extra, 0, 1, 2, 3, so on. So definitely n is subset of whole number. And I can say whole number is subset of integer denoted by z. Whole number is subset of integer. Integer has a negative number extra. And I can say integer is subset of rational number, because rational number has a p by q form. It may be fraction as well as positive, negative and a 0. And I can say rational number is subset of real number. And we have irrational number. Irrational number is also subset of real number. A real number is the biggest set. We are including all, so that we can say that when you are saying natural number, that I can say according to subset concept, natural number, this will be, it is belongs to whole number, because n is a natural number, it is having starting with 1. This has extra 0. 0 is the extra, 0, 1, 2, here 1, 2 and so on, here so on. If it is, this will be subset. Subset means it is belongs to in this. Definitely whole set, this is belongs to integer. Integer is what? A 0, 1, 2 and so on. Diagrammatically I can say -1, -2 and so on. And then it will be, definitely integer is a subset of what? A rational number. Rational number. When the case of rational number, when integer is subset of this, integer, this I can say irrational number. Irrational number and rational numbers are different. These both are belongs to capital R. Here I can say rational number is subset of real number. Irrational number is also subset of real number. So in the case of number system, what are the subsets? Natural number is a subset of whole number. I can say that here natural number is subset of whole number is subset of integer. That circles are belongs to means those are subset of those, remain that extra subset. Here integer is subset of rational and rational is subset of real number. Irrational number is also subset of real number. Real number is one of the biggest set. This is about first point, this second point and third point. Fourth one, we are saying intervals as subset of set real number. Here intervals as a subset of real numbers means we have here two intervals. One is open interval, another one is closed interval. We are saying open interval is also one of the subset of real number, and another one closed interval. Closed interval is also one of the subset of real number. What is open interval? In the case of first open interval, in the case of one open interval, we will write the elements like let a and a comma b belongs to R and a is always less than b. This open interval is denoted by using brackets. A comma b is equal to, what is a comma b here? X, such that x is a number lies in between a and b. See the thing, what it means. Here it is an open interval, we are saying a and b, but x lies in between a b, means x is a number lies in between a to b. Here x is not equals to a and b, means here a and b means these boundary points, means you can say a and b are excluded but in between a b is included. What is x? X is always real number. What we are saying, x is always real number lies in between a b. And also you can instead of saying this, you can say x is here, better you can say x is what belongs to real number. X is any real number lies in between a b. This is considered as a open interval. So means I will take one example. Is it now 1 belongs to 1 comma 2, 1 belongs to 1 comma 2? No, because here what it is saying, the element is in between 1 and 2, not 1 and not this 2, because these two are a boundary point. He is saying x is a lies in between a and b. Here a is like 1, b is like a 2, so 1 is not, because 1 is here excluded, only in between numbers, means I can take only fraction numbers between 1 and 2, so means 1 does not belongs to 1 comma this 2 bracket, open bracket. For example, if I am taking 1.5 belongs to 1 comma 2, yes, because in the case of open interval we are saying what, when it is number lies in between these two, so means here 1.5 is always lies in between 1 comma 2, you will get 1.5, so 1.5 is belongs to, 1 is not belongs to, because of in the case of open interval we are saying AB are excluded, but the fraction numbers, means in between AB are included. Here x is always lies in between a and b. This is considered as what, a open interval. Second one, I will say second one what, a closed interval. What is a closed interval? In the case of closed interval we will include boundary points also. Closed interval case, again let a comma b belongs to real number, and here also a is always less than b, because every time when the case of open interval or closed interval we will say a is the first element, b is the second element, always first element should be lesser than the second element. So here I will denote, closed interval can be denoted by this symbol a comma b. This can be defined by, what is the difference? See, x such that x lies in between a to b. What is x? X is belongs to real number. The thing is, see, in the case of open interval I said a number lies in between a b but not include boundary points a and b. Here in this case including boundary points as well as in between a b, means I can take a as well as b and also in between number. For example, in this case, like here I will take one example, 1 belongs to closed interval 1 comma 2, because here I can say 1 is also include, 2 is also include. According to closed interval we are including both, so means 1 is belongs to 1 comma 2, and also 1.5 is also belongs to 1 comma 2, any number. In this case only difference between these two is in this case boundary points are excluded, here boundary points are included. These are the main difference. Because of the thing we are saying intervals. What are the intervals? Open interval, closed interval. If we are taking like a comma b closed, this we will say open closed. If you are including like a comma b, this is what a closed open, means in this case open closed means a excluded but in between a b, but b is included here. Here a included, b excluded, and also in between. The only the thing is this simple bracket indicates excluding that particular point, particular number. When you are saying square bracket, in that case it is a including this boundary point. Only the thing is these open interval and closed interval are subset of the real number, any number. For example, I can take another one example here, x belongs to, if I am saying 1 comma 5, what it means? It may be any number lies in between 1 and 5. Means I can say in the case of number line, if it is 1, if it is 5, if it is 1 here, this will be 5. I can say x is a number lies in between this, and means I can say here this is also include and this is also include. I can say any value lies in between this in the case of number. What I shaded portion here, what I am shading, shaded portion is considered as a x value. X value is what? Including both. If I am saying open interval case, if you can say x belongs to open 1 comma 5, in this case boundary point is excluded. If I am saying 1 here, if I am saying 5, in the case of number line you take like exclude this, means excluding can be taken as a open circle, means I will shade only in between 1 and 2, means it may be any point number, means you can say any rational number in between 1 and 5, means any point in between 1 and 5. So I can say x. What is the difference between these two? Whenever closed, this consider closing both the points, means including boundary points as well as middle number. Here also, here the thing is what, in the case of open interval, excluding means boundary point is excluded. Boundary point is excluded only in between those numbers. For that reason, intervals is also subset of the real numbers. This is about subset case. Next one, I will take about next subset. Now, we will see what is proper subset. This is again inside subset we can consider, or else I can say it is a seventh one. Proper subset. So what is proper subset? Here we are saying if A is proper subset of B, again the condition is every element of A is belongs to B, but A should not be equal to B. What is the difference between subset and this proper subset? In the case of subset, it may be equal, it may not be equal, but in the case of proper subset, it should not be equal. Only every element of the A should be belongs to B. We can define a set capital A is said to be proper subset of a set capital B. When we are saying a set is said to be what? Proper subset of set B. Condition is what? If every element of A is every element of capital A is also an element of capital B, and A should not be equals to B. Condition is means proper subset case we are saying a set is said to be proper subset of a set B if every element of A is also an element of B, and another one condition, A should not be equals to B. But in the case of subset, we are saying only a set is said to be subset of B. In that case, every element of A is also an element of B. That condition is not there. Here only extra condition is what? A should not be equals to B. What it is? For example, using example you can come to know what it is exactly. Let A is equal to 1, 2, 3 and B is equal to 1, 2, 3, 4, this much is enough. Can I say A is subset of B? Instead of saying proper subset, can I say first, is it subset? Yes. There is no condition because here he is, according to subset, what it is? Every element of the A should be belongs to B. Yes. 1 is belongs to 2, belongs to 3, belongs to 4, belongs to. Can I say this A is also proper subset of B? Sure, because we are saying what in the case of proper subset, every element of the A should be belongs to B as well as A should not be equal to B. Means this is subset as well as proper subset. When it will become proper subset, I can say whenever every element of the A is belongs to B and A should not be equals to B. Means can I say every proper subset is a subset? Yes, every proper subset you can consider as a subset, but every subset is not proper subset, because I will show you. Here it implies that what is A is proper subset of B. No problem, because every element of the A is also the element of B, and another condition is what? A is not equal to B, because when they are equal, I can say that exactly A and B have same element. If both A and B have exactly same element, then it is equal. Here 1, 2, 3 is there, here 1, 2, 3, 4 is there. Means A, B are not equal, but A is a subset of B. But particularly A is not equal to B. When A is not equal to B, and if it is satisfying subset, that particular thing is what? Proper subset. I can say every proper subset is a subset, but every subset is not a proper subset, because if I can take another one example, let A is equal to 1, 2, 3, B is equal to, I will take 1, 2, 3. Can I say A is subset of B? Yes. A is subset of B, because every element of A is also the element of B. Is it A is not equal to B? Here A is equal to B. Here A is equal to B. Condition for proper subset, A is subset of B. Yes, there also A is subset of B. But condition for proper subset, A should not be equals to B. But there A is equal to B. Means I can say this is only subset. Only I can say subset. But not proper subset. Here this I can say subset as well as proper subset. In the case of subset, there is no condition. Only condition is what? Every element of the A is belongs to B. But in the case of proper subset, condition is what? Every element of A is belongs to B, as well as A should not be equals to B. So only the difference when the subset is satisfying this condition, A is subset of B and A should not be equals to B, that particular subsets are a proper subset. When we are saying subset, there is no condition. Only the condition is what? Every element of that should be belongs to the particular other set. The thing is, in this case, I said means compared to, when you are saying A is proper subset of B, can I say B is compared to A? B has a more elements. Means that when A is proper subset of B, it implies that I can say B in this case, because A has 1, 2, 3, B has 1, 2, 3, 4. Means when it has B more elements, I can say compared to A that B has a more element. Means can I say that is superior? Superior means which set has more elements. Means I can say when A is proper subset of B, in that case B is superset of A. Means I can write B is what? B is superset of A. Only the thing, whenever A is subset of B, B is superset of capital A, because B is compared to A, it is bigger. For that reason, B is a superset of A. So this is about a proper subset. Next one thing, I will take power set. This you can copy. Next one, I will take 8th one, power set. This is the last type of the set. I think I will remove this. Now, what is power set? In the case of power set, we will collect all possible subsets of the set. All possible subsets of the set. You know what is nothing but subset. So I will say power set is what? I can define. Then I will take one example. You will come to know what it is exactly power set. I can write power set is the collection of is the collection of all possible subsets of a set capital A, or A may be any set. So we see what is power set. Power set is saying that power set is the collection. What collection? All possible subsets. All possible subsets of what? Any set. I am taking here A. It may be A or it may be anything. So means here we are saying it is collection of all possible subsets. But in the case of set definition, we are saying collection of elements. But instead of saying collection of elements, here what we are saying? Subsets. For example, let A is equal to 1, 2, I can say only 2 elements. Later I will take 3 elements. A has a 1, 2. What are the possible sets I can form? So here A has 2 element. Means I can say possibly here 1 is an element. Means can I say 1 belongs to capital A? Yes. 2 belongs to capital A? Yes. Both are 2 elements. If you want to write this element is a set, you have to write in the flower bracket. When we are saying set, we will write in the flower bracket. So means it implies that if you want to say, when you are taking flower bracket, what happened? This is one of the set. I can say singleton. It has 1 element. When you are taking flower bracket, it is set. Means set means definitely this is subset of capital A. I can denote like. When 1 is a element of A, when we are writing this element in between 2 flower bracket, that will become a subset of 1 set. Means definitely this element belongs to this set. Means can I say this is subset of A? 2. I can say 2 is an element of A. When 2 is an element of A, if you want to express subset, you write what? Flower brackets. Means I can write it is 2. What happened in this case? In this case, again this will become a capital. 2 is also subset. We know in the case of subset, we are saying empty set is subset of every set. Means I can say right here, empty set is a subset of every set. We know another thing, what? A set itself is a subset. Surely I can say A is also subset of A. So how many possible subsets? 1, 2. And itself, because every set itself is a subset. According to subset, I have given points. Every set itself is a subset, and I said another one, empty set is always subset of A. Means how many? 1, 2, 3, 4. How many subsets are possible? 4. So when we are saying these are the all 4 possible subsets of A, now I can define what is a power set. So power set is defined, means that is denoted by power set. Power set is denoted by P of A. What is power set of A? It means what? Power set of A. It may be any. What is power set of A? P of A is equal to, I will say, it is a collection of what? It is a collection of what? Collection means we will enclose between 2 flower brackets. What it is? It is a collection of all possible subsets of the set A. What are? 1, 2, 3, 4. These all subsets I need to write in the flower bracket of that. In that case, I can say it is a collection of. Means can I say this one first element? Then second element is what? This one. The next one empty. Yes. Then next one itself is a subset. Yeah. What happened now? P of A has, whenever flower bracket comes, it is a collection. which collection? What it has? Every element is subset of the set A. That is, this is a subset of the A, 2 is a subset when you are writing in the flower bracket, and empty is subset of capital A. A set itself is a subset of capital A. Means that this is what collection of all possible subsets. Means I can say this is what power set is a collection of all possible subsets of a set A. Means this thing I can say that what happened here? It is a collection of all possible subsets of the given set. So power set is nothing but we are saying it is a collection of all possible subsets of the given set. I can say according to this P of A has 4 elements. Means I can say how many possible subsets of A. When you have set A, I can say number of possible subsets of a set is equal to number of possible subsets of a set. It may be any set. That I can write 2 to the power n, where n is a what n? Where n is elements of a set. It may be any set. Means according to this, when I have set A has 2. A has 2 means can I say that according to this one 2 to the power, how many elements A has a 2? Means how many how many subsets I will get? 4. See, number of possible subsets of any set is 2 to the power n. Means where n is what? Elements of set. Means elements means you can say where n is number of elements of a set. Means it may be any. So here A has a 2 elements, I can say 2 to the power 2 is a 4. So this is about what we are writing. According to power set, I can say what are the possible number of subsets. So in this case, I can say n of A is a 4 elements. So and also you can say that like n of P of A means number of elements of P of A. P of A is what? Power set. Power set has every element is a subset. Means I can say 4. I can write better 2 to the power 2 is a 4 elements. So whatever you have the set, according to that you can say number of possible subsets using this 2 to the power n. In the case of 2 to the power n, n is number of elements of the given set. So using that you can say how many possible subsets. One example I will take. Using that example we can form subsets and I can write possible power set of the given. So I will take one example after this. Now if first one, if A is equal to 1, 2, 3, here asking find P of A. I think it's what is given? A, the set A is given. How many elements? 1, 2, 3. Find P of A. What is P of A? P of A is a power set of the given set. What is power set of given set? It is a all possible collection of the subsets of the set A. Means first I will find out how many possible subsets. Now I will solve it. I can write the power set. Given. What is given? A. A is equal to how many elements? 1, 2, 3. I can say number of possible subsets of A is equal to 2 to the power n. What is n here? N is what? It implies that n of A is equal to how many numbers? 3. Means here n is what? N is becoming number of elements. Means I can say 2 to the power 3. What will get? 8. What happened here? Number of possible subsets of A is 8. Means totally we will get here 8 subsets. What are those? Now 1 is a 1 is an element. If you want to write flower bracket, that if you want to say that subset, you write in the flower bracket. I will say 1. When 1 is belongs to A, this I will say subset of A. This is one possible. Next, number 2. When we are writing in the flower bracket, that will become a subset. Now it is 2. I can say 1 belongs to A, 2 belongs to A, 3 belongs to A. But when I am writing in the flower bracket, don't say belongs to this. You can say that subset. This symbol indicates subset. When you are saying itself is a set, definitely this will be subset of this because it is written in the flower bracket. 2 is subset of A. Then 3 is also element. I can write 3. So now it is, these are the 3. So but we are saying 8. What are the possible next? I took 1 separate. 1, 2, 3. Can I take 1, 2, 2, 3, 1, 3? Because I can collect 2 elements. Now I will write another possibility 1, 2. It is also subset because these elements are belongs to the given A. 1, 2. Next I will take 2, 3. This will come 1, 2. This over 2, 3. Then can I take 1, 3? Yes. 1, 3. What happened? Here 3 I got. Again I got 3 because taking 2 elements. Still we are saying what? 8. So I have 3, this 3. Totally I have 6. Still I need 2. What are those? That is understood. That you have to conclude using concept. Means I have another 2. What? Empty is always subset of every set. That I said already. It will not come while calculating, while doing the problem. You should know that empty is subset of every set and every set is subset of itself. What happens now? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. What I said? Number of possible subsets of A is what? 2 to the power 3 is 8. This will be always, you have to write. This will be always you have to write because every set itself is a subset because every element of A is belongs to A. Empty is always because without writing that set it will be empty, so empty is always considered as a subset. These are what? All these are subsets. But what is a P of A? P of A is a collection of all possible subsets. When you are saying collection, that you have to write in between flower bracket, means I can write now what is P of A. Now I can say P of A is equal to one big flower bracket I will take. What are the things? First element of this is 1, then 2, then 3, then 1, 2, then 2, 3, then 1, 3, and then it will be empty, and another one is what? Capital A. It is in between 2 flower brackets. I can say that it will be in between 2 flower brackets, no? Yes. P of A has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Open, close. These all are what? It is collection of all possible subsets of the given set A. In that case, we can say power set. I will take still more examples in the next class. Thank you.